Okay, so the next thing I'd like to do, forgive me for bumping the screen there, is talk to you a little bit about the congressional update. As you know, several of my colleagues of mine, to include Mike Gold from NASA and Admiral Tim Gallaudet, both from the Navy and NOAA, and the reporter Mike Schellenberger, all testified, and myself testified on 13 November before the American people into Congress. And first and foremost, I applaud the courage of our members of Congress to have this hearing. It was a continuation of one that began about a year and a half ago with my other colleague, Dave Grush, who many of you already know. And I think it's a positive trend. But if you remember during the hearing, they said that they reserve the right, if you will, to provide additional or ask additional questions via writing after the hearing. And lo and behold, that's exactly what happened. A couple of days ago, I received an email from the staff of certain members of Congress. I won't say who. That will probably come out anyways officially. And they asked me a lot more questions. And so I am in the process of addressing each and every one of those questions in a very formal manner. I suspect these questions, as I was told, will be included as part of the congressional record so you all can see them. The reason why I'm not going into detail right now what those questions are is because I want to give Congress a chance to do their job, and I don't want to do anything to prejudice, so to speak, the jury on this. When I say prejudice the jury, what I mean is I don't want to provide questions right now, then all of a sudden Congress gets inundated with a whole bunch of stuff, from the general public. I don't want to distract them from what they're trying to do. But those questions and my responses will be made public, one way or the other. And I think it's a great example of how our members of Congress are taking this topic seriously. They want to give you the information. They're honest. If you look at these questions, these are really informed questions. These aren't just, hey, general curiosity. When you read these questions that they're providing me, they've done their homework. Like they have really talked to some people, to the point where I actually, on a few of the questions, I got a bit nervous. I'm like, wow, how am I going to answer that? Those answers are due by the 23rd of December. So I will have those submitted to Congress officially. I don't know how long it will take for Congress to release them as part of the record, but when I am notified, you will be first to know. I will let everybody know that Congress is very interested in my responses. I don't know if they have reached out to Admiral Gallaudet or Schellenberger or Gold. I haven't asked them, and I deliberately haven't asked them because I don't want to do anything where anything looks coordinated. Right? I don't want my questions necessarily to influence anybody else's. If they were asked questions, I don't want my responses to influence their responses to their specific questions. So I'm purposely not sharing my questions or my responses with anyone until which time they are submitted officially and formally to the members of Congress, to the committees, for their action. So with that said, there may be even more questions that come up. If we're ever asked to testify again, I'm sure my colleagues and myself certainly would be more than happy to do it. I do think it's time that we start considering for some maybe hostile witnesses, subpoena power by Congress to go and force people to testify. There's a lot of people out there that say, oh, I'll testify for the record. And then when they're asked, they don't. They run away. They don't want to testify. I'm not sure how helpful that is. I prefer, a carrot over a stick. If we can entice people to come forward and have that conversation with Congress and the American people in a way that's non-threatening, I much prefer that. But there may come some circumstances where that's not a possibility. We're going to have to potentially subpoena some individuals to testify. Hopefully that's not the case. But anyways, that's the latest and greatest coming into you from my wonderful home here in Wyoming. Going to get a little bit of rest here. A lot of things happening in 2025. Very, very exciting. I think there's going to be a lot more information forthcoming. There's an appetite. I will tell you my focus now, because many of you know if you will, the 5 pillars or 5 areas of emphasis that I've focused on the last 7 years have been legislative engagement, executive engagement, media engagement, international engagement, and public engagement. Well, we've done pretty well, I think, with legislative engagement. And executive engagement's doing pretty well with Arrow and potentially some new opportunities with new organizations to come on board and be part of that conversation. And media engagement seems to be going quite well. There's a lot of media out there that's picking up all these stories on UAP and drones and everything else. And public engagement seems to be pretty good. The one area that I'd like to start focusing on, I think, for 2025 is going to be international engagement. It's important that we bring our friends and allies. Every time I go to the UK or anywhere in Europe, I'm reminded, friends in Germany and Italy, even France, how important this topic is to them, and that they are having some of the same things, same issues that we are having as well. So, anyways, with that said, I think you can expect 2025 to be pretty exciting. So, with that said, I'm getting a warning on my computer here that my disk space is about full. So I'm going to sign off for now. Thank you very much. God bless each and every one of you, and look forward to more of these. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.